Hi guys, welcome to Poise Magazine. My name is Madison McGetty and I am a senior apparel and merchandising student at Colorado State University. And today I am going to be showing you guys my skincare routine. I'm super excited that you all can get this dewy, just super hydrated, natural look. This is the end of my routine, so this is what we're going for. I'm so happy with it, and I'm very excited to show you guys the products I use today. I am visiting New Jersey for Thanksgiving, so I'll also be showing you guys all my little travel essentials and what the products do and how they feel on the skin and benefit you. So I'm super excited for that, and along the way I'm also going to be answering questions about being a fashion student, like the biggest misconception of being a fashion student, tips and tricks for getting into the industry and standing out, what I want to do once I graduate next month, crazy, in the industry, and also just a few life lessons I have learned along the way that I just couldn't not share with you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Poise Magazine, for having me, and I hope you guys enjoy my skincare routine. Okay, hi guys. Post shower. All I have done on my face so far is just cleanse it. I did a double cleanser. So first I went in with, wipe off the water. I swear by this stuff, been using it for years. Zoe Skin Health, anything from this brand is top tier. It is worth the price. This is the exfoliating cleanser for normal to oily skin. I swear by it. I use it every day. I also used, after that, just this Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser. Again, travel size, travel essential. It's perfect. Just to make sure I got all of that makeup off as much as I could in the shower, because I did sleep in my makeup last night, so I am a bad girl. I do not recommend doing that. So the next thing I'm going to do is just go in with the Neutrogena makeup wipes. These are the night calming ones. I just find that they don't make me as red and they just feel better on my skin. I do love a good makeup wipe. I know it's a bit controversial, not everyone loves them right now, but I really just use them around my eyes. So before I really get into the skincare routine, I just want to tell you guys that I had a microneedling treatment done about 1 week ago. My skin has already recovered so much. I'm not here to try and sell you guys on it, but if you want to look up the benefits and what a microneedling treatment is, I would do that. I get the treatment once a year, always around Thanksgiving time, because your face is very red after. It's a bloody facial. It's basically turning over your cells and your skin is like making collagen all over again. But the effects are crazy. And, you know, if you do it when you're young, when you're older, you will thank yourself. Basically, it really helps with acne scars, which is the reason why I do it. It helps minimize the appearance of pores. It helps with redness and inflammation. And it also helps with like wrinkles and fine lines as well. So I highly recommend doing it at least once in your life. See if it's something for you. It costs around $150 to $200 just for the session, but I'm telling you, it is worth it. If you go any place and they saying, you know, it's more money, they're trying to charge you more, don't believe them. Okay, so we're just about done with getting this makeup mascara off, and I will be back for the next step. I find that my makeup always doesn't come off completely in the shower, especially mascara, so that's why I go in with the makeup wipe. Next thing I'm going to do is this micellar cleansing water. That is going to be my toner today, because my skin is still a little dry from the microneedling treatment, so this I find this toner doesn't dry me out. So I think it's a good time for me to also maybe answer one of those questions that I was talking about before. Like, let's start with the misconceptions of being a fashion student. So at least at Colorado State, there are 3 concentrations you can choose from: merchandising, product development, and design. I think the biggest misconception is that these majors, these concentrations, being a fashion student in general is easy. It's an easy route to go down. I will tell you that it is not. I think merchandising might be the easier route, especially if you're really good at math. It's a very heavy math focus concentration. Kind of if you want to be a buyer or a merchandiser, that's the road you want to go down. But I have mad respect for the design students because they work harder than we do for sure. It takes a lot of focus and drive and determination and long story short, I just don't think being a fashion student is easy. It's a heavy workload, especially for the design students. I mean, they are literally designing a whole collection from scratch as we speak. Capstone is due. I think it was due before Thanksgiving break. But it's not an easy major, and the industry is extremely competitive, so getting a job after you graduate is a struggle, and you have to be good. So I would say that's the biggest misconception. So respect your fellow fashion students. All right, next step. So next we are going to do some serums. We're going to go in with this vitamin C serum. I cannot pronounce this brand. It's just a sample I'm trying. Really, vitamin C just brightens the skin. I also see a lot of influencers using different serums, so I've been wanting to get into it and give it a whirl. I think like a lot of vitamin C serums are the same. This brand I don't swear by because it's a sample, I'm trying it. So, yeah, I think you can get vitamin C serum anywhere. What other questions did I want to talk about? Let's talk about what I want to do when I graduate, which is literally in a month. Crazy, you guys. Again, merchandising concentration, sorry. And I also have a minor in global environmental sustainability. I think it would be really cool to be like a buyer for like a ski snowboard brand. I love to ski, and I think there's a lot of sustainable components that have to go into outdoor apparel these days. So working for North Face, Patagonia, Obermeyer, brands like that, I think would be really cool. One thing about me that's really different from other students in the concentrations I've noticed is that I am not focused on one specific job at one specific company, like one specific road to go down. I am really, come graduation, just going to be searching for so many different kinds of jobs. I'm not focused or have my heart set on one place or thing or company, even though I think different things are cool. And I think that's really healthy because you don't really know what's meant for you unless you try. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think there's a lot of people that have their hopes set on one specific career, and they, if they don't get that career, they get really upset. And they don't get that job at that one specific company, they feel very defeated. But truth to be told, you're not always going to get what you want, especially in this industry. You're going to have to hustle and work your way up. So with that said, I'll be applying for like a lot of different jobs. Like, here's an example for you guys. So, hold on. I did my internship 2 summers ago at Target. And, that wasn't really my first choice. I wanted something glamorous, maybe in New York City. That would have been really cool. But I ended up accepting the gig because it just sounded like I would learn the most there. And it was a very management, leadership-based internship. And I talked to girls who did do the bougie internship experience in New York City, and they didn't learn half as much or even have half as much fun as I did just in Colorado at Target. And I loved my team. I really learned how to be a leader and lead teams. And have hard conversations too. All things that are like transferable skills. And I think right now, almost college grads and, like juniors and seniors in college should really just be focused on like being as valuable as they can in a company and just being a sponge and soaking up as much information as possible. So when it is time to apply for XYZ jobs, you can apply for all these different jobs because you have all these different skill sets that you've learned from these 3 or 4 different internship positions or retail jobs that you did over the years. And that will make a company want to hire you more because you're more valuable and you can add more value to their company. But again, going back to the main question, I get very off topic. What I want to do, the ski thing would be really cool. I think it would just be really great to be a buyer. I think I have great skills for that. I actually have an interview with Dillard's for an assistant buyer position, so cross your fingers for me. What else was I going to say? I also think that doing something a little more creative would be really cool. Like being a visual merchandiser for a really fun, cool brand, helping them plan photo shoots, casting models, anything creative like that. I also think I would kill and be really good at, but who knows what is in store for me, but I am open to so many different things. Okay, moving on. We're gonna go in with this other serum. If I can get it out of this little tube. I do not know if I can. It may just be a little hint of it on the skin today. This is from that same brand as the vitamin C serum. It is a B5 serum. Totally blanking on the effects of this. All I know is my doctor told me to use it. So, sorry I can't be much help there. Ready. I really feel like we are already starting to glow. The serum really soaks into the skin so well. Next thing we are gonna do is just moisturize. Today I am using the Lyra Clinical Bio Caviar Cream. Love this stuff. I'm very picky about my moisturizers because, to be honest with you guys, I hate moisturizing. And this stuff is just so lightweight on the skin and just soaks in so nicely. You feel hydrated the entire day. So that is what I'm gonna be using on the skin today. Having a great resume is a huge part of it. So go and get that reviewed at school, like the writing center. I went a couple times. I have a lot of professionals in my family that looked over it with me. Even my boyfriend looked over it with me until I thought like it really got to the perfect place where I could post it on my LinkedIn and start sending it out to employers. One more thing I think is really important too is build up that experience. So it kind of goes into what I was saying before, like all the skills I learned at Target have really made me, who I am as an employee now. And I just think the more you have on your resume, the better. Obviously, you don't want to be hopping jobs too quick, but like since I've been at Colorado State, I had that internship and I've worked at Forever 21 in retail, and now I work at a small boutique in Old Town, which I love, which kind of shows like, hey, I've worked for really big corporations and also small, independently, privately owned boutiques. Look at all my value. I also think getting involved on campus is super important. I was the president of the design and merchandising leadership team at my school for a while, and that was my favorite thing I did while I was at school. Leadership is super important, so prioritize being a leader in your department. I also was vice president of FGI, which is Fashion Group International. I did that for a couple semesters as well and worked my way up with positions there. These things are super fun. Having meetings, hosting meetings, even attending them is just so much fun. I also loved being the professional networking vice president girly in FGI because I was in charge of bringing in all the guest speakers and just connections. So employers really love to see that on your resume as well. I also think it's great to round yourself out with a little bit of volunteer work, whatever that is for you. That doesn't hurt a resume either. So I guess those are my biggest tips for getting into the industry. Be confident, fake it till you make it. Life is short, why not? And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I think those are the most important things. The resume is huge. LinkedIn is huge. Just the more connections you can make, the better. And just being yourself and being confident and making yourself as valuable as possible through philanthropy, extracurriculars and leadership, part-time jobs, internships. I mean, there's so much you can do to make yourself stand out. So I encourage you guys to do that. Let's do the last step of this skincare routine. Having a great resume is a huge part of it. So go and get that reviewed at school, like the writing center. I went a couple times. I have a lot of professionals in my family that looked over it with me. Even my boyfriend looked over it with me until I thought like it really got to the perfect place where I could post it on my LinkedIn and start sending it out to employers. One more thing I think is really important too is build up that experience. So kind of goes into what I was saying before, like all the skills I learned at Target have really made me, you know, who I am as an employee now. And I just think the more you have on your resume, the better. Obviously, you don't want to be hopping jobs too quick, but like since I've been at Colorado State, I had that internship and I've worked at Forever 21 in retail, and now I work at a small boutique in Old Town, which I love, which kind of shows like, hey, I've worked for really big corporations and also small, independently, privately owned boutiques. Look at all my value. I also think getting involved on campus is super important. I was the president of the design and merchandising leadership team at my school for a while, and that was my favorite thing I did while I was at school. Leadership is super important, so prioritize being a leader in your department. I also was vice president of FGI, which is Fashion Group International. I did that for a couple semesters as well and worked my way up with positions there. These things are super fun. Having meetings, hosting meetings, even attending them is just so much fun. I also loved being the professional networking vice president girly in FGI because I was in charge of bringing in all the guest speakers and just connections. So employers really love to see that on your resume as well. I also think it's great to round yourself out with a little bit of volunteer work, whatever that is for you. That doesn't hurt a resume either. So I guess those are my biggest tips for getting into the industry. Be confident, fake it till you make it. Life is short, why not? And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I think those are the most important things. The resume is huge. LinkedIn is huge. Just the more connections you can make, the better. And just being yourself and being confident and making yourself as valuable as possible through philanthropy, extracurriculars and leadership, part-time jobs, internships. I mean, there's so much you can do to make yourself stand out. So I encourage you guys to do that. Let's do the last step of this skincare routine. There are actually 2 steps left of this skincare routine. We're going to do a little bit of SPF today. We're using this brand yet again. I am so sorry. It's La Roche Posay, and this is the 100 Body and Face SPF. So I am not getting burnt with this on. Again, samples, really good for traveling. All of these things are actually travel size. The moisturizer, the only things that weren't are the micellar water, which I just bought and keep it in New Jersey so I don't have to bring it with me, as well as this face wash. But you know what? You can just go and buy those little travel size containers and just squirt it into that if you aren't checking a bag and you're doing a carry-on. But those are the only 2 things that were too big. Makeup wipes, all of my little samples were perfect for traveling home for a week. I will come back to you guys once this is on. Alrighty, the SPF is on, and that's pretty much the end of my skincare routine. Just to go over it one more time, I used these 2 cleansers in the shower, the Zoe Skin Health and the Cetaphil, After that, I went in with the micellar water as my toner today. Again, just to make sure all that makeup was off. Also, as soon as I got out of the shower, I just rubbed my eyes with this to get off that mascara. The Neutrogena makeup wipes are always my go-to. I can't show you guys all of the samples I used because I threw them out once the bottle was empty. But I used those 2 serums, the vitamin C and the B5. And then I went in with the Lyra cream. What was it called again? The Bio Caviar cream. Just the best. And then what did I do? I went in with the Clinique eye cream, and then I finished it off with some SPF. Any SPF will work. Another SPF I love is this one, also from the brand Lyra. I bought these together. This is a great SPF as well. This is just 30, so if you didn't just go get a microneedling treatment, you definitely don't need SPF 100, but here is this guy. Swear by that brand. Everything is just so delicious and clean ingredients, so I love that. And I guess that's pretty much it. The last thing I'm going to do is just give myself a couple sprays of this Clinique Moisture Surge Face Spray. Thirsty Skin Relief. I swear my holy grail product is a face spray. I love them, and this Clinique one is the best one I have found. It just feels so good and hydrating. You can spray it over your makeup, you can spray it after your skincare. Whatever you do, it just feels so good. So I'm not going to spray this on my face and have you guys watch because that's a little embarrassing. But thank you guys for tuning in to my skincare routine. I hope you learned something valuable. I hope you have a new appreciation for fashion students. And if you have any questions, Poise Magazine will give you my information. If you want to email me or link with me on LinkedIn, I would be happy to do that. So thank you, Poise Magazine, for having me, and I hope you guys enjoy your beautiful new glowy dewy skin. Have a good day.